My position got eliminated on Friday.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about employees are getting laid off from their jobs in 2025. No notice, no explanation, it's no time to prepare. They're just told to leave, pack their things and go. So this is happening everywhere in tech, healthy, education, name it. So I've put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back to share my truth.
I thought I was ready to talk about it, but I'm not sure. But I just went up and cleaned out my desk. My position got eliminated on Friday. Found out at like 5:20 p.m. And I just am at a loss of words and have so much anxiety. And today I was supposed to give a 2-week update on my taper of my anxiety medicine. I start tapering down and I just feel like
In March, I was told that my position was being eliminated. And I think it's a lot for me to just say that out loud right now because I haven't really publicly said that I was laid off. But yeah, that's what I experienced. And I don't know, these past like 4 months have been so beautiful of me having the time and like energy and just like space, like mental capacity to do the things that I love without just the anxiety and the pressure of being somewhere where I don't feel supported. And I've been able to travel. I've been able to spend more time with my friends, being more intentional about like the environments I'm in, doing things that make me happy. And I don't know, I want to say thank you for pushing me, allowing me to realize that I'm worth so much more than a 9-to-5 job, that I'm so talented and well connected to just build and just find love within. So I'm saying all this to say because as I'm here in New Orleans, I ran into somebody who is well connected to my old job. And instead of spending that time talking about my experiences, how I didn't like things, or how I didn't like someone, I focused on the things that I do, the things that I've accomplished, the things that I am actively doing that I care about, that I love, my talents. And so the conversation was just great because I was able to like focus on myself and spend little time about people or things that I don't care for. And I was able to just be like, damn, you really that guy, you that nigga. So all this to say, don't give anybody time and energy that you don't even like being around or like talking about. So focus on yourself and always make yourself like the center of that story, because at the end of the day, this is how your story starts with yourself, and don't let anybody else like tell.
Just got laid off from my federal government job. I don't know. Feeling angry, very angry, frustrated. It sucks. I worked in the IRS, small business, self-employed. And now there's going to be a lot of people on unemployment.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I got laid off today. 3 months ago, I started a new role that I thought was my dream opportunity, and turns out today was my last day. A mix of emotions right now because I actually was laid off in November of 2022, and I just received this full-time offer back in January of 2025. So I was unemployed for a pretty extended period of time. I did take a contractor role in between that, but in terms of full-time employment, I was just getting back into it. And now, 90 days later, I'm back in the market. Cheers to unemployment.
8 months ago, almost to the day, I was laid off from my job very unexpectedly. I was so depressed. I couldn't believe it. I was in shock. I was barely earning any money at this old job, but still I was the breadwinner for myself and my fiance. And on top of that, I was getting married 2 weeks later. So I literally got laid off and then I was about to get married. So hard to have fun at your wedding when you're processing the fact that you just lost your job and you don't know what you're gonna do. And it's just so incredible because that was almost 8 months ago to the day. And now 8 months later, life has changed in so many amazing ways where I got married, I got a way better, way higher paying job that had a really big commute. My husband got promoted at his job, so now we're officially dinks. And we were able to move closer to my job, and not only move closer, but we actually bought a house. And now I'm just pacing around in my little sunroom area of my brand new house. We just closed on it last week. And I'm just thinking about how 8 months ago I was in the lowest, most depressed. I couldn't even fathom what was going to happen. So scared, thinking, how am I going to afford rent? How are we going to do this? How are we going to pay our bills? And be happy and be happy that we're moving and getting married and not moving, getting married and all this stuff, to now just being like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Anyways, just goes to show it gets better. It really does. When you think everything's crumbling around you, it just means that there's now room to rebuild. I think. I don't know. That was a little too poetic for this hour of the morning, but yeah.
Today is October 8th, and I just got the news that I've been replaced during my FMLA leave. Just got a phone call from my employer that my client that I work for, which is HRA, has requested for my position to be refilled, basically, while I'm on FMLA leave. So I've been out for 10 weeks, not even, and I've been told that my client wants to fulfill the position since I'm not coming back until November 22nd, which is almost a month. So does anybody know what to do in this situation? My consulting company claims that they will find me a new position until my FMLA leave is over, which is November 22nd. But the whole heading...
I just got fired from Walmart, which I feel like is a badge of honor, but I got fired from Walmart because they have a no tolerance policy for causing losses to the company. And here's the deal, right? This is a $150 billion corporation that we're talking about. In profit, $150 billion in profit corporation. That does not pay their employees a livable wage. And therefore, all of us are paying those employees insofar as welfare and food stamps and these things. So the irony here is that they're causing a net loss to everybody. In all actuality. Walmart is actually causing everybody to have to supplement and help out their employees, causing everybody to have higher taxes and so on because of the dependency that they have to rely on the government to supplement, because Walmart won't fucking pay them right. And I'm one of these examples. It's like, dude, if it was a livable wage, do you honestly think that I would have to resort to these measures to be able to survive and have the things that I need? It's completely absurd. And honestly, it's a little bit shisty and kind of criminal that they're able to do this kind of shit. Have $150 billion in profit, and then they excuse themselves from ever having to actually pay any employees a reasonable standard for their work and for their labor. It's total exploitation at every level. And unfortunately, this is the common paradigm in our economy, is that exploitation and profit are the absolute highest ideal goals for any corporate business that exists. And this is not how you're going to create an actual economy or an actual society. So at the end of the day, I'm glad that I got fired. Actually, I was trying to get I've been already in the process of applying to other places, and I'm just going to work at the little convenience store next door here to make a little bit of supplementary income while I'm still, figuring all that out. But to me, it's just absolute, because I already have next month's rent in my bank account, so I don't have to worry about, oh God. So it's just one of those things, man. I'm just blown away by how despicable that is, to have a no tolerance policy about theft, but then you're literally taxing all of us. Do you not see how taxation is theft, and how Walmart is stealing from all of us because of their unwillingness to share the profit to their employees? 150 fucking billion dollars. I'm pretty sure if you distributed that profit out to the employees, even like 30% of it, there would be no problems anymore in society insofar as the poverty in Walmart. It's just so disgusting. And I hope that people stop shopping at Walmart or start stealing from Walmart, because they're stealing from you. You have to understand this. Walmart is regularly stealing from us. Not only in the fact that they have prices that should be lowered based on the profit margin that they're making regularly. They shouldn't be making these kind of profit margins. And not only that, but they're not paying their employees enough to actually be a livable wage. We all know that it's true. And so it really, what it comes down to is we, the people, need to be outspokenly against this kind of exploitation and use our money and our wallets essentially as the means by which we condemn them or protest them. I realize that it's very difficult to not shop at Walmart, considering the fact that they have become a virtual monopoly of practically everything. And if you want to shop somewhere as opposed to ordering it online, and so there's very little that we can do other than creating community and actually integrating our small stores and our ability to, like, the mom and pop shops and everything, and actually start shopping there and putting our money where our mouth is insofar as that's concerned. But other than that, there's really not much else we can do. I mean, Walmart is a Goliath, and in order to defeat something like Goliath, you really have to have the will of a king. You have to have the will of somebody who's willing to sacrifice everything. And I don't really see that happening, but at the same time, Walmart's got to fall, people. Walmart has to come to an end somehow or another, because it's just a huge Goliath that needs to stop. They're stealing from us. Not just Walmart, but BlackRock in general. The whole corporate paradigm that's going on is stealing from us relentlessly. And one way or another. Either because they're not paying enough, and the people that they employ have to resort to the state supplementation of their livelihoods or whatever, like food stamps and welfare checks and stuff. But in other ways too. I mean, you're talking about mom and pop shops going away. That's stealing from us too. It's stealing from the middle class in more ways than just one. So anyway, I've been ranting. I just want to point out that this is not how we should be conducting ourselves. Walmart should not even exist, honestly. And the fact that it does is kind of a lapse of judgment. And so I guess that's all I wanted to say. Walmart does not deserve your respect. And honestly, it's a faceless corporation that has turned into something that's a little bit more like
So that's the video, guys. I'm just here also to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video, because a lot of people have been laid off in 2025 without warning. Some people, they don't even have savings. Like, people are just losing it in here in 2025. So imagine you just wake up and you prepare for work. When you've just reached your workplace, you're handed a termination letter without heads up, without warning. You're just given, and you're expected just to move in silence and go back home. So just imagine, for single parent, you're just a single parent, and you just receive an email from your job. So you think it's just a normal regular day. You found this HR there and your boss is there, and they told you that your job has been eliminated. And we've even come across stories where someone just came out open and say they brought someone to train, like the previous week. She was the one training this lady, but she didn't know that she's the one who's going to take her role. So when the next days came, she was told, to go to work. So she was invited for a meeting actually, via email, and they were having a meeting. Okay. So when the meeting was like held, the boss was not comfortable. So HR was just talking there, and she was told that we have a new girl now. So herself thought, okay, they brought this new girl. I think she's part of the team now because I trained this girl, only to be told that she's gotten your role. Imagine you trained someone with your whole heart, and they told you that this is the person who's going to get your role. So they just brought someone and betrayed you after training this person. Like these companies in 2025, guys, they have a lot of plans. Like it's really going crazy. So we've seen a lot of videos on TikTok also where people are getting laid off. Okay, they're getting laid off without proper reasoning because we are just told that no, we are restructuring the company, downsizing and everything. So these are just corporate ways so that you shouldn't feel like you've been chased out of your job. So again, I came across a certain video where this woman was told not to tell her colleagues that she was being laid off from the job. If any colleague asked her, she should say that she wanted to quit the job. But that was not true. She was fired from the job, actually, because this company never wanted to paint itself like it's a bad company, or maybe it doesn't have, like, just to hide it from other workers. So it's not okay as we are in 2025, because I'll be getting back every time talking about the economy. The economy is not good at all. We've seen how much it's costing for you just to put a roof on your head. Okay, and let's not forget that we have families. Once someone is laid off, like a family suffer somewhere. Like these people, they are not going to have food in 2025. I don't even think a lot of people are saving money because of the economy, because even house rent is just getting 70 or 60% of your salary. So what are you going to save? There's nothing to save, right? Yeah, so I don't think people have money for emergency, because mostly we are told like to keep money for 6 months in advance, so that when you have an emergency, you're able like to use that money for until you find your own job. But people are coming open and say we don't have any savings for us to reach us like that far way, that far, like 6 months. Okay, so like I don't know what we are doing in 2025, and it's looking so dangerous because the year is just on the middle, half a year already, and thousands of people have been laid off from different industries. Let's talk about tech. Let's talk about Microsoft. The way Google is just laying off people. Meta, the way Meta is laying off people like that. These are big companies, and it's laying about, you just hear a thousand number of people losing jobs. So I don't know where people are going to get jobs, because the job market right now is really hard. For you to get a job in 2025, you have to work yourself out, because I've seen a lot of people sending resumes. They'll be sending application from different company, and now people are having an initiative of going door to door, like let me say company to company, just to drop their resumes or to drop their applications for jobs, because no one is hiring. No one. Like a lot of people, they don't have jobs and no one is hiring. So I don't know what we are going to eat in 2025. I don't know what we are paying for healthcare in 2025. We are just totally messed up. And a lot of people are giving up. Like they're giving up their apartments. They're going to live in the streets. And others, they have cars. They're living in their cars. And it's not safe to live in a car. Okay, anything can happen. You're just in a parking space. Someone can come and do, maybe they can steal for you or whatsoever. So it's not a safe place for someone to stay in a car, and every time you can't even sleep properly. Like you can't even think properly when you're sleeping. How can you sleep in a car like that? It's not human. Okay, people are living hard, like are living so bad these days. Okay, and it's so heartbreaking that we're talking about this even in this 2025. So yeah, that's a video. So if you've been late, go guys. I'm sending you hugs. I'm sending you hugs. I know how hard it is for someone to lose a job, because that's your stability. Like, this is your life. Because once you lose a job, you lose your life. What are you going to do next? Because it's really hard. Okay, so yeah, that's a video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye. Let's leave the comments in the comment section so that we discuss. Have you been laid off? What did you do? Have you found a job yet? Yeah, bye.